On today's episode of Will My Pick'ems Survive This Stage? My pick'ems are fucked! I just recorded this whole video using the wrong microphone. Hi, I'm Skolzer. Welcome to the Austin Major Stage 2 Day 3 recap. So today was Day 3 of the Austin Major Stage 2. We had 6 matches go down today. Nemiga versus M80, Tyloo versus Heroic, Pain versus Lynn Vision, Furia versus Bait, Falcons versus MIBR, Falcons versus MIBR, and FaZe versus 3D Max. We're going to go through them one at a time from first to last. So to kick things off, we had Nemiga versus M80, and I'm not going to lie, this shit really hurt as an NA fan to watch. Nemiga won 2-0 pretty decisively over M80. The first map, Ancient, was close. They won 13-11, and then they just blew them the fuck out 13-2 on Dust 2. Slacks went hard missing in Ancient, only getting 4 kills in the T-side half, and then an extra 3 kills in the CT half. And as the team's primary operator, you just can't be letting that happen, especially on a super hard pug-style map like Ancient. Nemiga had them beat here. Everyone on M80 was not playing up to the standards that we expect them to. On top of that, with mediocre calling and just overall not a lot of cohesion going on the side of M80, it felt like. It was all but fate sealed by the time Nemiga took that map 13-11. And then we got to Dust 2. And if you thought the last map taught you the definition of pain, Dust 2 was just there to show us what it's like to be a disappointed parent. M80 got fucking stomped. Nemiga literally put M80 on a leash and just walked them around Dust 2. And with that, M80 fall 1 and 3 in Stage 2, and that's where their Austin Major run ends, unfortunately. Fuck! Going into the second match today, we had Tyloo versus Heroic, and this match really did go all the way. It fucking hit every single stop that you want a major match to hit. All 3 maps, 1 overtime, double digit score lines. Like, it was good. It was a great match. Fantastic showing from the boys from China. Really, really should be proud. Going out 1-3 sucks in Stage 2, but when I think a lot of people didn't expect you to make Stage 2, can't really be hating on it that much. Like, this is a great run. Ancient was a banger of a map, I gotta say. Tyloo only won 4 rounds in the CT half coming into their T-side half, down 4-8. And Jamyoung was already kind of doing his thing, just fucking destroying people, dropped 15 and 10, I think, in the first half, while still being down 4-8 at the end of said first half. And he just locked in again. But also, he had help in the second half. Attacker kind of fucking woke up and helped alongside Jamyoung push things to overtime, just to stomp all of the life force out of Heroic and win 16-12 without dropping a single round in OT. I really did think it was lights out here for Heroic and they were going to be eliminated. But wait! There's more! I did stop watching here, so I don't really remember much of Mirage or Train because I just really wasn't paying attention. I did think Heroic was going to get sent home here, and this was going to be a 2-0 for Tyloo. Heroic, or Mirage and Train kind of didn't follow exactly the same story, but they followed a similar kind of path. Both ended up 13-10 in favor of Heroic with the reverse sweep in the matchup. I'm going to try and speed through this as much as possible because as much of it as a great series as it was, I do really want to talk about Falcons versus MIBR and FaZe versus 3D Max. So, to kick it off, Tanir, Youngster, and Linus fragged the fuck out for the boys in white and red. And they made up for the huge off game on the T side that Sampaias had, where he only dropped 2 and 6 as the team's opper, which on Mirage is unbelievable. You can't be doing that on the T side of Mirage. Would have been more egregious if it was the CT side, but nothing. Going 2 and 6 as the primary opper on any map or any side is fucking just egregious, and you cannot defend that. Nonetheless, really poor first half on Mirage from Sampaias, who was their top fragger on Ancient. Sampaias kind of started to find his footing in the CT half, while the trio I just mentioned continued to shine where it mattered most. Train was kind of the same thing, but replaced Linus in that impactful trio with Sampaias, and Heroic now enter the 2-2 pool and have one last chance to make it to Stage 3 tomorrow. So Pain versus Lynn Vision is next up on our list. This was a 2-0 for Pain. It took us to Dust 2 and Nuke. Lynn Vision kind of just got stomped here, which I think we all did expect. The fact that Lynn Vision made it from stage 1, I think, is a huge W for them. They only got a total of 12 rounds in this entire series, which, you know, it is what it is. Like, they kind of had some moments of brilliance on Dust 2, or more or less, I guess, moments of stupidity from Pain, but at the end of the day, this was to be expected. This is exactly what we all saw coming, was a 13-8 and a 13-4 for Pain to go 2-0 in this matchup and continue on to stage 3 in the 3-1 record. But good news for Lynn Vision is they do have a chance still. They fall now to the 2-2 pool. So tomorrow, they either go home or they continue on to stage 3 and see another day here at the Austin Major. Also, to add, Pain has literally one of the, if not the best IGL in all of Brazil. I don't care. Biguzera is the best modern IGL that Brazil has to offer. Fallen is fucking washed. Get this guy off of Furia, please. And on top of that, they just added Davideus back in January of this year, and that is paying off in spades. Bro had an insane fucking game today. He dropped 42 and 17 in the series with 120.9 ADR and a 1.86 all across 2 maps. And again, it was a 13-8 and a 13-4, so, like, bro was just fucking aura farm. And while I do think that Pain will struggle in stage 3, this is still a huge W and a giant congrats for the Pain boys. I gotta say, I am impressed. I do really hope that they go far in stage 3. If they make playoffs, that would be awesome. Next up, we have Furia versus Bait, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about. I'm just gonna go through this and give some thoughts on the state of Furia. If you don't want to hear me rant about how I think Fallen is washed and doesn't really have a spot here in Tier 1 Counter-Strike, then you can completely skip this part. Again, I totally was uninterested in Furia versus Bait, even though it was a qualifying match. I just genuinely do not care for Furia, and I don't care for Furia as long as they have Fallen on the team. Doesn't mean that I can't respect any of their performances or the runs that they make. I love Yakinder. I really like that he's kind of been having a return to form since he got out of Liquid. Malady looks sick so far. Obviously, he's still very new to Tier 1, but he does look promising. And then Yuri and Quesarado are still the same fucking dastardly duo that they've always been. Like, so I just really don't like Fallen, and I think if he's not going to be opping, then there's no point in him even being on a team anymore. Even if it's just a IGL, I think he'd be better off transitioning to coaching or even streaming. He does have a family after all. But if you don't want to listen to me talk about any of that bullshit, go ahead and just skip this section of the video then. So Furia won 2-1 over Bait. Bait took map 1, Mirage, 13-3. Furia was just lost, literally like toddlers in a fucking shopping mall without their parents, just nowhere to be seen. Train was a bit of a different story, 13-6 for Furia. Also, I gotta add, while going back and editing this video, I'm looking at all the statistics for the Furia Bait match now, since I am talking so much shit in this part of the video, so I figured, you know, I might as well going back and look at the stats. And my boy Yakinder, I said it before, he's kind of had some return to form. This series, he went in. Alright, Mirage obviously had that shit game, 5-15. Train, 20-13 with a 112.4 ADR, a 73.7 cast, and a 1.69 rating. Nice. Dust 2, 20-12, 119.7 ADR, 90% flat cast with a 1.84. Overall whole series, 45-40. My GOAT's back. What can I say? Dust 2, 13-7 for Furia. This Furia roster, I have zero hype or any real like expectations for, just because you have Fallen IGLing in the year 2025, and I genuinely think he'd be better off just being the coach of this team, and you guys either bring back Art or bring over Biguzera. Honestly, I don't know why they haven't done that. They should just bring back Biguzera and then fall into coach. I mean, shit. Either that or you get a European IGL, but either way, I mean, Furia is not going to make it far in Stage 3. They now advance to Stage 3 with a 3-1 record. Bait drops to the 2-2 pool, and tomorrow we'll find out their fate and whether or not they also will make it to the Stage 3 or if they are going home. Now, this is where the meat and the potatoes of this video really fucking starts. Falcons versus MIBR. Oh my god, what a doozy. Ancient was a great start to this series. Now, you had Tessus and Magisk and Monacy just fragging. Nico and Kicksan weren't really there. You don't really need Kicksan in the fragging department. He's a really good fragging IGL, but you don't really need him to frag out when you have Monacy and Tessus and then Magisk somehow in lieu of Nico, because Nico was just missing, kind of, this whole series. He really struggled, it felt like. He wasn't getting much success anywhere. So yeah, to kick things off really with Ancient, it was 13-6 in favor of Falcons. It was a great map from the Danish duo on Falcons alongside Monacy. Another generational carry attempt from Insani. Somebody please put this man on an NA or an international team. Get him the fuck off of MIBR and put his prime years to use, please. I say that as if MIBR didn't fucking win. Moving on to map 2 was Nuke. Falcons start 0-4 down in their T-half, win one round, and then instantly lose the fucking next. And this is how I feel for at least 75% of every single match that Falcons play. Round 6 or 7, Breno had this crazy clutch on the B site. It was a 1v3. He snuck down vent while Monacy's playing vent corner on upper site. Sneaks down the vent, gets behind Nico in single door, can't find the bomb, taps the bomb, turns onto Kicksan, who's swinging him ramp, kills him, and then fake taps like 3 more times. Monacy flashes single door, and the 3rd time he just fucking stuck it, and Monacy never swung after the flat. It was...
How is it possible that I'm getting shot in the back of the head? Oh dear. Breno in the 1v3 goes 1v2, looking for that bomb, sitting in the open. Missed shots from Kicksan. How is this going wrong? Throws out an incendiary. Monacy doesn't like the sound of that. Does he dare push through the flames? He knows it could be a stick, but Monacy's going to call the bluff. Now there's not enough time on that. He'll have to stay active. Staying for it. 1v1. Mind games. Flash eaten. Doesn't swing. Breno just holding. Oh, Monacy overthinking, and Breno brave.
This map was so fucking crazy. Round 9, Lukowski held down the A site by himself for a crazy 4K and an 8th round on the board. That shit was insane.
This is Lukowski on top side, highlighted here as the next man to be under pressure.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do because he's concerned about Heaven as well, simultaneously, as he's going to get potentially walked on. Heart is another threat. Magisk makes that clear. Good find onto Monacy. Oh, Lukowski, the one-man army, takes on 4. The Falcons are trying to find something to cling on to, something to hold.
MIBR were playing lights out once they got warmed up on Nuke. It was fucking cinema. Now, moving on to actual pain. Inferno was a triple overtime fiasco of just pure pain. This, Nico, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? You have defined how Banana has been played for a decade almost now, if not longer, and dude was just missing in all of regulation. Again, this was a triple OT game. Across all of regulation and 3 overtimes, Nico got 18 kills, 24 deaths, only 50 ADR with a .85 rating. What happened to my GOAT? You're supposed to be farming Brazilian fucking fodder, bro. Like... They're just, what the fuck happened? What the actual fuck happened? Because if you have Kicksan stepping up in lieu of Nico and pulling off some of the most clutch fucking moments in this entire series, just trying to help Monacy drag this fucking team across the goddamn line to survive and see another day and have a chance at making it to stage 3, what the fuck? What the fuck? Does that not light some kind of fire in your stomach, Nico, that makes you feel like, oh shit, I really should step up here, my team fucking needs me? Instead of just continuing to fucking run into a brick wall over and fucking over again. Holy shit, dude. I'm sorry. I love Nico, and I really do like this Falcons roster. I even like seeing Magisk run it back every now and again. There was a lot of moments where Magisk ran back the golden years in this series, and it was awesome to see. He had an amazing 3K and a 2v4 site take on a site of Inferno. It's sick seeing Magisk run it back. I love seeing Kickstand step up and be an awesome fragging IGL who's making decent calls. It's awesome seeing Monacy be the generational opper that he is. What the fuck, Nico? Tessus did his job. He would get his. Like, Tessus is doing what is needed of him this whole series. Nico is just fucking missing entirely. If Nico showed up to about like 70% of what we know him to be capable of, Falcons win this series without a shadow of a doubt. But because Nico just went missing and was firing at literally 50% capacity, they're fucked. And now they're dead in the water and out of fucking Austin in the 1-3 pool. They go 1-3 in stage 2. Just, oh my god, this is so abysmal, dude. And now I get to go watch FaZe versus 3D Max, because that Falcons versus MIBR match fucking went on forever. Holy shit, dude. Am I about to be fucking disappointed again? I think I'm about to, like, actually cry if FaZe fucking bomb this shit. It's 8-6 right now. We're 8-6. 3D Max is up. They got bombed down. It's a 2v5 retake for FaZe. They're saving. Fuck! Alrighty, so FaZe versus 3D Max, map 1 just wrapped up. I thought I was done having to go through painful things today after that Falcons and MIBR match, but the pain train continues. FaZe versus 3D Max, FaZe pick Nuke and go down 4-8 at the half in favor of 3D Max. Rain and Frozen were doing really kind of what they could to give their team a chance in that first half. And Simple was doing his best Rain impression. If Rain was trying to op, that is. The only real bright light of the first half from FaZe, when they were down 5-1, Frozen had a 1v3 for a 4K in a post-plant situation.
This molly will connect. That buys time. This is calm, though, isn't it, from 3D Max? They're just slowly closing the gap, tightening the noose. Good find from Frozen. Stays active. One towards the vent. Oh, they draw attention with it. Doesn't matter. Quick adjustment. Body, in the meantime, took down Simple. Body fakes it out. Frozen's playing the game with the sound cues himself. Anticipates the swing. It's a massive round. Frozen steps up.
Other than that, that was it. Rain had, like, some good kills here and there. He'd get his 1 or his 2. And then it just fall apart from there. Like, that was really fucking rough to watch. 3D Max were up 11-6 at one point. Literally the next round, Kerrigan flew up the vent in a 1v2 retake and defuses with 1 second left. Then proceeds to do the ambulance noises that he's been doing as of lately. That was great, but that was really fucking rough to watch. I'm really hoping going into Inferno they have something a bit more planned, because that was fucking awful. What do I have written here in my notes? 3D Max match point at 12-8. Lucky fragging his mind out. Yeah, Lucky and Exercise did God's work for 3D Max this map. 3D Max wins Nuke 13-8 due to Maka's calling and Exercise and Lucky fragging the fuck out. I never thought I'd see Lucky fragging this hard in Tier 1 in 2025. Inferno just wrapped up for FaZe versus 3D Max. I was, like, writing down notes all throughout this match, like, important, impactful rounds, whatnot, rounds that caught my eye, things that just caught my eye. So we're going to just kind of go through this last map because, spoiler alert, 3D Max 1-2-0. But yeah, we're just going to kind of go through this. Hopefully I can take you guys through the emotional roller coaster that I just went through. Because holy fuck, my pick'ems are fucked. With that said, even though FaZe lost 0-2, they are still alive in Austin. They are now in the 2-2 bracket. They will have a chance tomorrow to make it to stage 3. As for 3D Max, they have advanced 3-2 or 3-1. Congrats to them. Love to see that they're playing good Counter-Strike. They have slowed down their overall like play style and game plan a lot since the last time we kind of saw them at Melbourne. You know, 3D Max is kind of, at least before this, was very heavy on the fast rush plays if they didn't have a lot of money to do a full buy, which run them down with some pistols or some MAC-10s, get your kills, or some MP9s or 5.7s. Either way, they are just playing a much slower game, and it fucking worked against FaZe flawlessly. So to start things off, FaZe went up 5-1. I left for 10 minutes, and then it was a 6-6 half going into FaZe's T side now. 3D Max won their CT side pistol, the second pistol of the map, and Simple got a 3K in that pistol round, but failed the 1v2, and it sucked because that felt like Simple had finally kind of showed up in this series. He was pretty much nowhere to be seen on Nuke, and that felt like him kind of, if not showing up all that much, it felt like he was kind of waking up, and then it was all for nothing. At 7-6, Frozen almost won a 1v4 on A site, but he fell short in the duel against Body, and then 3D Max took the round going up 8-6, putting a 2-round lead between them and FaZe. After that, this was a really weird one. At 8-7, 3D Max decided to save in a 5v3 right after Body got 2 kills, one of which was before the bomb even went down on B, and then he got another one after bomb had been planted, and Lucky had, on the minimap, started to rotate, but then got called back, and the only kit that they had was on Lucky. I don't know why 3D Max decided to stack A out of nowhere on that round, but they stacked 4A and left Body on B alone in Church, and he got more than enough to consultate a retake attempt, in my opinion, but for some reason they decided to save, and because of that, FaZe were able to close that round lead between them and 3D Max by 1, so it was 8-7 now. Literally next round, Elige with a 1v1 post plan against Gravity secures not only a 3K for Elige, and that was like kind of Elige's like first like what felt like a very obviously impactful round in this map. It also secured an 8th round to tie things up for them. Exercise had an amazing 3K on A to hold off the late round A exec, and that tied things up 9-9. Body secures match point with a 1v2 retake against Rain and Elige. Elige was in pit on like 13 HP. Body sends an HE in, fucking Kobe style, straight dime piece to the end zone, bro. Takes out Elige, swings sight, murks Rain for the 1v2, and Maka did his best Kerrigan impression with the ambulance noises to give him a taste of his own medicine after Body won that 1v2. That shit was pretty funny. And then after that, it was pretty much done and dusted. Body with a 3K to win 13-9, and 3D Max therefore move on, with FaZe dropping 2-2, and their fate will be decided tomorrow on day 4 of stage 2 of the Austin Major. So, I just finished editing this video, and I forgot that I didn't do an outro. I just wanted to say thank you for watching. If you made it this far, go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe maybe. I don't know if I'll be doing more of these recap videos. Hopefully I'll get day 4 tomorrow, which is the last day of stage 2, but unfortunately, the rest of the week I am working. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with stage 3 in the playoffs. I'm hoping I will. I'll definitely do an end of the major recap, so I'll go over all the main storylines and mostly playoffs. This was a lot of work. I started watching matches at around 9:45 a.m. on June 9th. It is now 3:50 in the morning of June 10th. So I need to get this video rendered and scheduled for upload at 8 a.m. sharp when day 4 matches start. So I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day, and peace.